What's going on YouTube? My name is FG3000, I'm back in the place to be and welcome to Might and Magic Era of Chaos. This is a brand new strategy RPG brought to you by Ubisoft. Now before we get started, this video is sponsored by Ubisoft, so if you do like what you see and you want to download the game yourself, please do so using my referral link in the description below. Now before we jump into gameplay, let me show you which units I'm going to be bringing into combat, starting off with Catherine. Now Catherine is, she's in combat, but she's actually kind of like in a summoner's role, so she's going to provide spells to kind of help out my units on the ground, but she doesn't actually participate in combat herself. And all of this is going to make more sense once we jump into gameplay. And there is quite a variety of different main summoner characters that you can bring into combat as well that you can unlock over time. So quite a nice variety of these, and this is Catherine is a character that we all get for free once we get started. So there you go. Now as far as my units that are going to be on the ground, I have a few different melee units like swordsmen. I have monks which provide heals, range DPS here. I have mounted units which can basically run past the front line into the rear line and provide rear DPS, pikemen, as well as centaur. So here are the units that I have unlocked thus far. All of these units are available via the story and achievements, free to play. So let's go over here and jump over to the world map. Now, it's a pretty normal world map screen when it comes to hero collectors. You're going to go from node to node to node, 3-star in each one. There's also an underground as well, which is very reminiscent to elite stages where you can complete these stages, and this provides you an ability to farm different fragments for different characters. Once you unlock a character, you're going to use their fragments in order to provide even more passive stats to boost their power even further. So that is the what you're going to be using duplicate fragments for in this game. So let's go ahead and jump into combat here. We're gonna go back to, let's do this elite stage right here. And this is the formation I'm currently bringing. Now you can kind of tailor make your formation depending on what you're trying to accomplish. Obviously for right now, I'm running my tanks in the front. I got a little bit of melee DPS here. I have my mounted unit here. Basically, I'm kind of hoping, or actually I don't have to hope, I can actually take a look. As long as there's not anyone in front of my mounted unit will basically just kind of run past this front line and kind of attack these rear DPS units. Then of course I have my archers here, some heals, and here is my main summoner unit. So let's go ahead and jump into combat here. Load times are pretty quick. And for now, what I'll do, we'll go ahead and turn this off autoplay so you can kind of get an idea. So when you're in combat, here's Catherine here, which was the main character I was talking about earlier. So at any time, what I can do, I can basically use the summoner spells, and she's the one that's going to be casting these abilities here. So this is like a DPS ability here, and autoplay will cast these abilities for you, but if you really want to kind of maximize how you kind of overlap your circle here when it comes to these spells, you definitely want to take control of it manually. But like I said, there is an autoplay as well that you can activate if you feel that you have enough power to kind of overpower the combat that you're going against or the enemies that you're going against. But there are quite a few stages where you really need to min-max your strategy in order to win. The autoplay, as you kind of expect, is just kind of throw abilities willy-nilly, and they're not really going to try to get as many enemies in those circles as possible. So if you're finding there's a stage that you really can't defeat, you definitely want to take control of the game manually there. So we'll do one more combat stage here in the underground. I'm not going to do the overworld story, mostly because I've gotten to a point where I have to kind of farm the underground for a little while in order for me to continue to proceed in the main storyline. So let's see if we can't defeat these here. And this is basically the other summoner here. And all these summoners that you see, you can unlock over time. There's Blizzard right there. Little AoE, frost, damage, slow. And we should be decently powerful enough to kind of still beat this. I'm still to the point where I'm pretty decently strong. I haven't done any summons, but we'll probably burn. Oh, wait a minute, doing some heals here. We should be able to pull this off. There we go. As soon as this vampire's done, because this life drain is super annoying. He's basically kind of tying up my melee units here by continually life tapping. And now, as you guys can see, I just did a 1-star on this one. So I'm definitely gonna have to redo this one again because I won't be able to sweep this stage unless I 3-star. And that's mostly because I spent way too much time fighting those vampires where I could have used my summoner abilities a lot more intelligently than the AI. And I actually might lose this one. So this is a pretty decent example here. Can we? We should. This guy has so many like annoying necromancy style characters here. So barely there. So 1 star because I didn't defeat the time allotment, and a few of my units died. So that is the combat here in the world of Might and Magic Era of Chaos. And like I said, here's kind of like the overworld here. You kind of have this fog of war. So little by little, as you defeat these different nodes here, you're going to continue through the storyline. All of these stages have different materials which you can use to upgrade your characters. And as you complete them and as you 3-star them, you're going to unlock these chests here. Now, when it comes to unlocking or upgrading your characters, let's do that real quick. Let's use someone that's a decent example of it. Let's see. Do I have anyone? Here's a good example here. So when it comes to upgrading your gear is basically tied to your level. So I'm level 17. So all of my gear can go up to level 17. All I have to do is just press this button. It'll do it all automatically, all at once. Now, as far as finding gear upgrades here, so let's say, for example, if you see these little green plus signs here, all you have to do is click that. It'll tell you exactly which stage they drop on, and then I can go over here and I can sweep these stages in order to get as many materials as I need, go right back here and upgrade that specific piece of gear. So that's kind of how upgrading works. It's pretty streamlined. As far as leveling up, you can do levels 5 at a time. Right now, I don't have any EXP juice. Rank ups, this is what I was talking about earlier. As you get duplicate fragments of these characters, you can hit quick activation and it'll automatically apply to these little nodes here, giving your unit passive bonuses. Skills are acquired based on different milestones. So you don't have to worry about upgrading skills once you actually unlock them. And I haven't got to the point where I've unlocked this here, but it looks like it's some type of synergy system with other units. So that is that. In addition to the world map here, the other things that you can do, of course, you can join guilds. There's a marketplace for you to buy different materials and upgrades for your units. The summon we're going to do, we're actually going to end the video with that one there. Of course, you have PvP, so you can basically, pretty normal here when it comes to PvP. You can find someone that you feel like you can defeat, click battle, press battle here, and then it has a very nice quality of life when it comes to PvP, which I always appreciate seeing, being able to skip it, and it basically just kind of automates the battle here, and you can kind of see exactly what happened. So I actually like that better than a lot of games that provide skips when it comes to PvP, because you can kind of see what went right and what went wrong. So I actually do like that. So I always like to have skips in PvP, but if you can actually show me an overview of what happened other than just completely skipping it, I think that's probably a better option. So that's that. You have training grounds, which basically teach you some type of different types of high-level strategies that you can use in combat. Because like I said, when it comes to setting up your formation, looking at your enemy's formation, and then of course setting up characters on different lines, is really going to kind of set the pace of battle. And this mode right here is going to teach you different strategies that you can use in that. And then of course you have your daily resource grind. So if I need EXP juice, I can go here. If I need gold, I can go here. And here's another resource here that I can unlock once I hit a level 34. And this is pretty straightforward. You just jump on in, and I haven't actually set up my squad for this. I'm just gonna just throw my tanks up in the front. There we go. Lego. Wait a minute, where's my main character? All right, now Lego. And then we can jump in here and just get ourselves some gold. So that will pretty much do it for this video. We're gonna end them off as we always do, ladies and gentlemen, with a nice little summon session here. So let's go ahead. Actually, let's let them, because this is some decent gold. You need gold for quite a bit of different things here. So I'm actually gonna let this run out because I don't want to waste my entry. I have a feeling if I leave, I'm gonna lose that entry. Here's some dwarves here along with some golden golems. And here's the amount of gold that I'm getting thus far. So basically, this is just kind of like just a race to see how much gold, or how many enemies you can kill is basically going to dictate how much gold you can get, because it looks like this HP bar is just going to keep going on and on and on and on. So I got 28 more seconds here. So summoner abilities are really kind of a big deal here, because that seems to be doing the most damage, especially since they're all kind of grouped up. Look at her. Look at this lazy main character way back there. Well, not that lazy. So there you go. And then of course you have a little ranking system here as well. And then now look at that. I can just go ahead and sweep it based on the highest amount of gold I was able to gain. So that's actually pretty convenient. So you don't have to kind of sit through that every single time. So here we go, over here to the altar. Right now we have 50% off the single pull. And then if I don't have enough to do just a flat out 10 pull. So actually let's do, so I have, look at that, some hellhounds there. it makes way more sense to wait until you get 2700, to be honest. So I'm just gonna let that sit. So that will do it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That is a look at Might and Magic Era of Chaos. Once again, thank you to Ubisoft for sponsoring this video. Once again, if you do like what you see and you want to download the game yourself, you can do so following the links in the description below. My name is FG3000. See you guys in the next video. Later.